I got a big C somewhere on it, but I don't pay any attention because I don't care if they want to make fun of me. It makes a point. But the pencil pushers, the bean counters, for a lot of these things, I mean, like, we didn't get a couple. I knew we weren't going to get invitation to a couple of events at CES because of the fact that they actually have to justify the cost of what they're doing.
That's because they overcharge.
Because that's just the way it is. Because we know, because we're overcharging for an event we're doing. But you have to justify things, and you can't. The internet is not a justifiable thing. You simply cannot say. Even though we can show you where we got 40 million links or 21,000 videos, which is growing, that doesn't count when you're trying to justify, because they want, well, we have a cost per million. We have to, we have to have 1 million views. If you have 1 million, like, for instance, the most unrealistic thing, in order to be qualified, you must have 1 million unique visitors a month. You must have 1 million unique visitors a month for 12 straight months. And of these 1 million visitors a month, they must go to X amount of pages on your website. There's nothing about video included. Nothing. Video is basically a non-entity. We are, for all practices, we are an internet television network. And we do, we post to 5 different sites, I think.
More than that.
Yeah, well, depending.
We do at least 5 on a daily basis.
We post to 5 different sites on a daily basis.
We do a handful of others on a periodic basis.
Yeah, because we do. So I think we've probably got 10 or 11 sites that we do post to on the internet. But it doesn't show up, because some of it, it shows up in the titles as for us, but the names may be changed. And there's the problem. So it's hard to look at us because it's the way it is. It's just like
well, just because I've seen our pictures show up on things, I'm like, that looks like, because I was there, and then I look at it and I'm like, oh yeah, they took the video, they took a screen capture for the picture, and they credited it to somebody else. And I know because it's our microphone.
Well, I know.
That's in there.
Okay, I know.
Because any photographer that was taking a picture would not put my microphone in the picture.
I know, and then I was looking at a thing early this morning where they were directing me to a thing from last year's CES that they had shot for their the organization. It's me I'm talking.
Are you?
Yeah. I'm disgusted because it's something where the camera was on me and
I want to see that one.
I can find it, but no, I'm the old guy with the blonde hair. Without I'm dressed in my. My shirt that she really hates, which is basically my Western snap up the front one. So it makes it real simple to tell.
I know, it's like...
And I have a tendency, my shirt, depending upon how trim I am, my shirt sticks out a bit, it goes out like this, and it doesn't fit. It doesn't have any tails on it, so it sticks out. And me and they've got their name listed on the product.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they don't have us listed at all, but it's me doing that. It's our video.
It's our interview, and they put that it was
our interview, and they're basically I'm talking about a product on the floor, but they just simply borrow mine off the internet because we do have a free license for anybody to be able to take. But the trick is
they're supposed to credit us.
They're supposed to credit us and not change the name. But unfortunately, a lot of our 21,000 stuff, which is credited, basically they stick their names on. Well, they'll say like Oldecam or Not a Spring Chick or the bikinis are or this or that, and it'll be in the body. They've taken it out of the title. They've cut the beginning of they cut the beginning off where our logo is and cut the tail off and then put their own tail on.
Which is why sometimes you see the credits, they go throughout the entire video, which is probably why they still are, because we don't have it throughout the entire video.
I know, because we don't do it, because we don't basically stencil it. But what they don't know is how about watermarking, folks. Yeah. You go to court just with a watermark. You can't remove a watermark from a video no matter what you do. So watermarking is a really nasty thing. They take our stuff and they just don't give it credit, and then they remove our names from it. But we're all over the place. And then how do you make money on the internet? Like I said, you make money the same way we used to make money. What am I wearing right now? Look at my watch. Look at my hat. Hey, my shoes. Look at the swimsuit. Look at the glasses. How do you make money? You commercialize everything that's around you. We're getting ready to make money off of our new set's going to have microwaves in it from supplied to us. We're going to have refrigerator stoves on the new set. Everything has got that, which is being done. And and those people don't show up as advertisers, but you see them.
for example, like if you're watching a TV show, a lot of times, or let's just say you're going to be in the audience of something, what they do is they prefer people not to have logos or labels, and if you do, I've seen them, they say, can you turn your shirt inside out, can you turn it around?
Yeah, wear a jacket on or something, you know. If they got a set of glasses on that they know they are very distinctive and produced by a company. Eventually, if they got a glass sponsor and you're wearing a distinctive set of glasses of somebody else, you know,
they may ask you to take your glasses off.
And they actually, because you promised that you will obey by their rules, if you don't do it, they toss you out of the audience. So it's just the way it's done. This is how they handle it. We survive. With
ours, you see everything that we have.
Yeah, technically, we're supposed to tell people anymore about, you know, well, this suit has been supplied, but in case we bought this suit. And we bought the glasses. And this is a gift. I mean, this is from, I don't know, is it on the back?
I'm the daddy.
Yeah, I'm the daddy, yeah, this is that. This is a gift from the Casio company. This is a gift from Kula, the quick shell camera.
Actually, that one is really good.
Yeah, so I am wearing stuff that are from people that basically gave them to us. She's not. There's a difference. Everything she's got on, she paid for. But that's how you do things in this world. You're going to survive. You have to do things. You also have to be willing to be open-minded, and unfortunately, bean counters are never open-minded. All they can think about is, how do I justify what's being spent? And they can't justify the internet. They never will be able to justify the internet, because one video can be seen across, one video can be picked up and go viral, and basically across 1,000 different sections of the universe. So, I mean, I quit running our thing that basically plugged our website. I had a website, program that basically ran our things out across everybody's system. But our website's on everybody's system. We're in the top, we're basically in the top 10 of almost anything. You want to go look for certain things, we're in the top 10. We're always at the top of the pages. So it's how well, how well we do. And the very fact, like I said, she'll do things and people will put the deals on, they do spiders to check on themselves, and then we show up everywhere. Most people that we do work with are very pleased at what we do, unfortunately.
Actually, I do. I get so many comments from people we've interviewed, like, that was my favorite interview. That's my favorite of all time. Yeah. And I've heard people, even from places like the Consumer Electronics Show, where the guy's doing interviews all day, he says, this is absolutely the best interview. Yeah. Right? Or this is my most fun. And part of it is we enjoy what we're doing.
We get the purists that don't like what we do.
Yeah.
The purists that don't like it, but we do well. I mean, we've had things, we've had millions of hits on things. We've had things that don't do well at all, because the trick with the internet is archival.
Well, part of it is we are not looking to please everybody, because, let me put it this way, if you are pleasing everybody, you
please nobody.
You please nobody. You might as well be like wallpaper or something, right? Yeah. If you're not getting some complaint somewhere, you're not pushing it far enough.
Oh, I know. I mean, we get lots of we get complaints mainly because of both of us are minority members. One more obvious than the other, but they don't like the fact that you've got two minority members on camera like this all the time. So it pisses some people off.
What?
Really pisses them off. But those people I ignore. I'm just happy with the people that basically like what we're doing. I think 99% of the comments we get are all positive.
And part of it is you don't have to be a minority to be on camera with us. Part of it is that, there's not a lot of people that actually like to be on camera or feel comfortable being on camera.
The problem is that a lot of people don't. I mean, we do have, if you count how many people that we do have on camera anymore, depending upon the season of the year, the award season is picking up, so there's going to be at least three different people on camera besides Not a Spring Chick. I don't participate in that stuff, because here's the problem. I was in the other side of the camera for a long time, and what happens is people, oh, hi! And when they say, oh, hi, it kills the interview.
I know, but I always like to see that, because you get them in a different
Well, I know, but then the interview stops dead, and there's no interview anymore, because they're basically talking shop.
They're visiting.
They're visiting. I mean, we went to a Comic-Con thing, and one of the actors, one of the action hero type from, basically, he stops his interview with the other press people and comes over. I said, Lori said, you want to go dancing again? Well, because I danced with his sister in movies when she was younger. And basically he killed the interview. You know, the guy looks like a Greek god, you know, in his 60s. And he said, God, I've gotten old and look at you. And he said, well, he said, you're looking pretty good too. Yeah. Yeah, that's a nice thing to say, you know. He's got muscles like this, wearing, you know, wearing his costume with the, you know, really massively good shape, and but it stopped everybody's interview, and he's just talking. I mean, we're talking shop, and other people I know that basically haven't aged as well as I do. You know, I try to avoid them because they. How do you talk to a person you knew in 1948 that's the same age as you are and looks like he's dying? What do you say to him?
Glad you're still alive.
Yeah, no, I
glad you're still here.
I mean, you know, like they say, you know, you're still working. Yeah, I'm on camera every day. Yeah, and they said, you know, well, I don't do much anymore. So I could guess why, because they're like in a wheelchair. But it just doesn't work for me to go to these things because I have a huge problem. I mean, we see it in public too. People will recognize me from, you know, things that I did in the 60s. I used to dance and surf and sand stuff, and God awful many people remember that. I think it's because my ears stuck out like this, but my hair wasn't always the same.
Well, actually, part of it's because you stuck out in the movies.
I stuck out in the movie because I was always the obnoxious one. I didn't have any. I didn't know what I was doing because I was a floater. What happened? My grandmother was script supervisor, and they say, "Hey, did that grandkid of yours sing and dance and play an instrument?" She said, "Well, yeah. Well, have him over here." And they say, then I get over there. They said, "You know, what am I supposed to do?" And they said, "Well, just follow the person in front of you." And I spent a lifetime doing things a half step behind. I mean, they'd be here, I'd be here. And there was no way I could catch up because I never knew what the step was. I had the ability, I could hear the singing, you know, I could basically pop it in where I could do harmony with the people. But I'm left-handed and they give me right-handed guitars. So if you see me playing a guitar in a movie, I ain't playing that guitar, folks, because I'm left-handed. If you saw me playing the drums, that I was doing. And, you know, I mean, I actually, I've told you before, I was in a movie based on a Broadway play. I was called in because the lead dancer got a dramatic role. And so they moved the second lead up to the first lead, and they called me, and they called my grandmother again. "Hey, can that kid of yours do ballet?" She said, "I guess so." Never done it, never done it. So I get over there, and it just happened to be the day that the choreography from the Broadway show came over, and he, you know, standing back there watching, "What the hell is that guy doing with my dance steps?" And that's when the director basically cornered him after the whole place could hear what he said. He said, "The kid has never seen the dance steps before. He's in cold because your lead dancer, who you promised us would be faithful, split to do an interview for a dramatic part on a television series." You go, "I mean, he's never seen the movement?" "No." And he said, "Oh hell, that guy's pretty good, isn't he?" Yeah. I mean, I'd never done a trip. I never did a spin in my life, and I did a spin, and I came down. The main dancer, who was the second lead before, hit it. I hit it off to the side because I'd never done it before. And I also, you see in the movie, I'm dancing with a woman that's really well put together. I mean, she is really well put together, but the guy that she was dancing with was taller than me before. So, and so I never did a lift before either. And they said, "All you do is do this." So she said she would provide all the momentum, but guys, she weighed like 150 pounds. So she provided the momentum, and you could see that, oh, my knees going, you know, and you could hear that, you know, which basically, that's how to get in real good friends with the girl. But the guy was bigger, he was taller, and basically...
And he was bigger than you, and he wasn't there.
He was taller, he'd basically been doing lifts with, and he'd been doing lifts with the girl and all the things. I never done it before. I was god-awful grateful. I didn't drop her. But,
she was too.
But you see me in the thing, you know, I run around like I don't know what I'm doing. Well, yeah, I didn't, because
That's him.
I am watching the guy, I'm watching the people off the left side or the right side, and I'm trying to do what, you know, the director would sit there and go, you know, I follow this one, and then I go this one, but my eyes are focused there and off to seeing what the steps they're doing.
Wide peripheral vision.
Yeah, but so that was it, because that was my days and stuff. But things, I come from an era when people hated television as much as they hated the internet today. They hated, I have been with the National Association of Broadcasters, I've been with those things for decades. I was there when the head of the NAB basically drew a line in the sand on cable. I was there when he drew a line in the sand on satellite, and both of us were there when they drew a line in the sand on the internet. And basically, that line is their website. We do provide one at www.montebello.net. It does get updated on a regular basis. But what happens is it's a new site, and a lot of our information is 2 gigabytes of spots, material in the other site, which does have a link to all the old stuff.
Yeah. And wherever you're watching us, subscribe to us, follow us on Twitter, and thank you once again for over 40 million likes.